We had more injuries come up in fall camp. Football's a physical game. Don't panic. We'll discuss coming up next here on Locked On Sooners.
You are Locked On Sooners, your daily podcast on the Oklahoma Sooners. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Once again, thanks for making Locked On Sooners your first listen every single day. Shout out to all the everydayers out there. Tune in and subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts. We're part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. I know as we start this segment, Oklahoma fans are already going through it. I have to battle my own concerns and my own internal thoughts, my intrusive thoughts about what happened last year and not letting that cloud how I'm feeling about this year. But Oklahoma's dealing with some things on the injury front. We already know Eli Bowen is not available right now in fall camp. One surprise, though, Jay, Gracen Halton hasn't practiced yet. I guess he's battling a hamstring injury, and that's a little bit of a surprise. Thankfully, you have a pretty nice set of defensive tackles that you can deploy in his stead. But how concerned are you about a Gracen Halton not being available just yet?
I'm not at all. Because mainly it's the beginning of fall camp. So a lot of them are, they're going to have some bumps, some bruises. They dealt with a little, they're getting their bodies into the game shape. They're going from practice shape and training and lifting shape into actual game shape, which is, you got to take some hits, got to build up some calluses to where your body can actually handle those hits. I've actually remember hearing NFL guys talk about that. And that was probably what an interesting thing is that that's what the preseason did for a lot of them, as well as going through fall camps, was it helped their bodies to build up a resistance to the hits that they're taking. Because remember, as you're sitting out for months from football, your body is, everything is healing up fully. You don't have that extra layer of skin that's been beat up that's helped insulating you, going forward. And so where they camp, at that part of the camp, this is what happens. Beginning of fall camp, everybody's dealing with some stuff. You saw Texas backup tackle, unfortunately, is gone for the season. It sucks. I hate when any player gets hurt, regardless if they're a rival or not. That's no bueno. Knock on wood, we're not dealing with anything like that. But you're going to have some players with bumps and bruises. Deion Burks is still dealing with a little lingering thing from last season, but the main thing for him is they want to make sure that it's precautionary and that he's healthy. Gentry, luckily, is practicing. He's probably not tackling very hard right now because they want to make sure that they don't unnecessarily injure him when they don't have to. Your running backs, X-Rob, as well as Taylor Tatum, I know are taking some treatment. Same thing with Gracen Halton. He's sitting out kind of with the hammy, but he's taking treatment. But this is common. We dealt with some of this stuff last year too, and players came back. The only spots you didn't see people come back was, wide receiver room for the most part. And then you start to see injuries actually pile up on the line. Happens. It's okay. Relax. The good thing is that we've got a lot more depth that's going to be able to help. You got to see Dominic as well as Jaden Jackson out there. You saw David Stone. I think Nigel Smith went through drills now that Gracen Halton's a little bit on the shelf, which is a good thing. You want to see the big boy make some moves and see how well he's moving with that extra weight that he's put on. But yeah, I wouldn't be stressed out about it, Sooner fans. It's okay. The biggest thing for us right now is we've got to make sure everybody's refining their skills. Young players are getting some reps. Prepare for Illinois State.
I need my guy Gracen Halton out there, though. That's a guy that's coming off. He's coming off of a 5-sack season. I need to see him continue to improve and get ready for this season, dude. Like, there's so much riding on this year, and I get it. I like the defensive tackle depth. I need a dude that's got 5 sacks out there. I'll feel better if by week 1 he's ready to go. I'll feel better if by week 1 your cornerbacks are ready to go, that you've got some stability right now. But with everything that Oklahoma's gone through on the injury situation, Derek Simmons, he had to sit out of practice this weekend because apparently he got concussed. So you've got things happening. I'm not going to sit here and say that just right off the season, everything is terrible. I'm just saying it's not a great start to fall camp. I hear what you're saying, Jay, and that you got to build up the physicality, build up to what you're going to be experiencing in the fall. I remember when I was playing lacrosse back in college, I was a goalie. I was getting shots off my thigh all season long. Well, when I sat out from the summer or during fall ball, like I wasn't getting hit near as much with those shots in the thigh. Come game one of the season, if I didn't have my callus built up, my bruises built up on the thigh, it was going to hurt a lot. Yeah. So I get where you're coming from on that. And you're going to have nagging stuff. You're going to have players sit out for precautionary reasons. NFL teams do it all the time in training camp as well. But any semblance of a lingering injury with anybody is going to create some concerning feelings among the fan base, among the media. It's going to be, well, here we go again, Jay. This is just same old Oklahoma Sooners. We just can't get out of our own way, or we're snake bitten, or the football gods hate us. Whatever it is, like we need some positive injury news moving forward and less negative injury news. And as we see a guy like Caden Helms really step out and show that he might be ready for some significant playing time, there might be a setback that he's dealing with. Kendall Dolby, another guy that everybody's excited about. Our dude is one of the better defensive players on the team. You listen to a guy like Teddy Lehman talk about how he might be the best defensive player on the team, and he's got another nagging injury that he's dealing with. It's just like, where can Oklahoma catch a break?
In time, I promise you. Just, give the man some time. He's got
my timer.
Yes, it's timer. Give it some time. Like, you'll hear more and more over the next couple of weeks, and you'll know if there's actual concern or not. But no, we're not the only team that's dealing with people that's dealing with injuries. Heck, I just saw Baker Mayfield was like dealing with some hand soreness with the Buccaneers fall camp. It happens.
No, not Bake.
Exactly, right? The world just came to an end. It's over.
I hate football.
Is done. It's okay. And I get everybody, like I said, I get the concerns, mainly because last year a lot of us have a lot of you and us all have PTSD. Totally get it. My point is, let's relax and just wait it out, see what happens. We dealt with this too. We dealt this in 23. We dealt with stuff. We dealt with a little bit of people sitting out practice here and there, people getting their bell rung and getting taken out for a couple of days. We dealt with all of that. 23 season turned out well. It's just, just having that bad of a situation in the wide receiver room in 24 has got everybody all stressed out. And I think we'll be fine. You're going to have dudes rotating in and out. You're going to get guys that's going to play more often. Right now, it's like I said, that people are getting themselves into that game shape. And so got to get the proper stretching in. You got to get the proper conditioning in, drinking enough fluids. Make sure you don't get dehydrated because it is still hot. I mean, it's 90, but it's humid. John, it's still kind of gross. So I know that we're going to get past all this. This too shall pass. And I think that even dealing with some of these injuries, the little ones, the little nagging ones, like Dolby, I know is being held out. Him and Burks are being held out. They're heavily precautionary. The team and the staff is taking that stuff seriously. So, yeah, you're not going to see a lot of them because they want to make sure that they're ready to play game one. They're in positions that they don't have to. They're going to take, like Burks is going to take hits. But if he does a good job of, twisting his body and falling, he won't take big ones. Dobie's going to be laying hits. They just got to get him ready to be hitting folks. The one thing that he loves to do. But he'll be probably playing a lot of outside corner, as BV mentioned. So he'll be, in coverage a lot more. He'll be throwing, blocking passes and stuff. So take some time. Gracen Halton's probably the one that he's going to be really building himself up probably in the next week or two. And we'll address this in 2 weeks. Let's do that.
Yeah, if we're still talking about Gracen Halton 2 weeks from now, we're going to freak out, Jay, because you don't have any other defensive tackle production to hang your hat on. You got a lot of potential, especially in the run game. It's pretty good, but pass rushing potential, you don't really have that unless somebody's going to break out this year, because you didn't get a lot of production from those guys last year other than Gracen Halton from the defensive tackle spot. All right, that's enough. I'm not going to doom it. I'm not going to be all doom and gloom completely. I'll wait. I'll sit back. I'll lay back. I'll let Jay tell me when it's time to panic. Okay. All right. Coaches poll, the Oklahoma Sooners were left out for the first time in 25 years. Is it time to panic? Coming up on Locked On Sooners.